Alright, what's going on everybody? Today I'm going to show you how I play my DK. DK's been my main since Wrath of the Lich King. Everyone used to hate on me because I played DK when it was new, but now I've stuck with it the whole time. Alright, so I enjoy the changes to Unholy DK. Unholy's always been my favorite. I played Frost a bit because it was just the better spec, but Unholy is always my go-to. So to start off, I'm going to pick up Ebon Fever. For the Virulent Plague, deals the same damage in half the time. So you end up getting out more damage with it. It's really helpful on short boss fights and like heroics and whatnot. And if you can manage your outbreak really well. Bursting Swords is another really good one. It goes really well with Cascadator, but I still prefer to stick with Ebon Fever. Bursting Swords makes it to where your Festering Wounds deal 50% more damage when burst, and all enemies within 8 yards of a burst Festering wound suffer 10,699 shadow damage, which goes well with the Cascadator because each Festering Strike, critical strike, applies 2 additional Festering wounds, and then each Scourge Strike, critical strike, bursts 1 additional Festering wound. So I used to use Clawing Shadows, but apparently Blizzard stealth nerfed it, and it's not good at all anymore. Epidemic is my go-to for this. It's a really good AoE whenever you use the Outbreak and put your Virulent Plague on everybody. The Epidemic deals damage to everybody that has Virulent Plague on them. Pestilent Pustules, wow, that was hard to say, is another good one. Every 6 Festering Wounds you burst, you gain 1 rune, which is another one that goes well with Castigator, but I still prefer Epidemic for the AoE. Sludge Belcher is entirely preferential. This is more a PvP tier right here. The stun can be alright, but in endgame PvE it's not amazing. And then the Outbreak reducing the speed of enemies is not really useful in PvE, so I just go with the Sludge Belcher because I like his look. Then with Spell Eater, I prefer this because the Anti-Magic Shell absorbs more damage and lasts longer. Corpse Shield is a good one, but I don't want to risk my Abomination dying, so I don't pick that one up. Lingering Apparition makes my Wraith Walk be 30% faster and the cooldown's 50% less. Here, Shadow Infusion is definitely my go-to, especially with the PvE 4-piece that I have right now. It makes it to where whenever my Abomination is not transformed, the Death Coils that I cast reduce the timer on Dark Transformation. Right here, Dark Transformation, sorry, by 5 seconds for each Death Coil. Necrosis is a decent one to run if you want. It's not as good as Shadow Infusion, especially with this tier gear, but it increases the Scorch Strike damage dealt after a Death Coil by 35%. Infected Claws I don't even bother with. It makes your Abomination's Cleaver attack have a chance to get rid of or pop a Festering Wound, which I like to have control over my Festering Wounds, so I don't earn that. And then for the last level 100 tier, Dark Arbiter is the go-to. If you're not using Dark Arbiter, you need to switch to it now because it's by far the best. On one boss fight, I only had 1 Dark Arbiter activation, and it did 4 million damage by itself. Alright, now on to my gear. So as you've seen, I have the PvE 4-piece, which increases the damage on my pets by 20%, and Dark Transformation, transform my Abomination into a Crazed Monstrosity, which makes my damage and its damage and attack speed go up. And then I just have 725 neck, Warforged tier shoulders, 725 crafted back, regular heroic tier chest. I've got the precious ribbon, crafted wrists. This was the best in slot gloves before the pre-patch. I got Mythic BOE waist. Got a gem socketed in these tier legs. I got boots, 730 boots. 720 ring. I still have mastery enchants because I haven't cared to switch since the expansion's almost over. I don't want to throw money into 1 month worth of content. Maxed out legendary ring. And I'm rocking empty drinking horn and unending hunger with a Hellrender and Rune of the Fallen Crusader on it. Alright, so let's get into this. Here we go. Alright, so I'm going to put my dots up on all of them by using Outbreak. It's going to spread my dots to everybody in range. And then when my dots are up, I'm going to go ahead and drop all my epidemics on them as well. And that's going to do a decent chunk of damage. Whenever you're going into single target damage, you'll want to make sure that you're using your Festering Strike first to get some Festering Wounds up on them. And then you're going to blow up those Festering Wounds. And remember to always use those epidemics when you get them. We're not running with a healer right now, so I need to watch myself and keep myself healed up as well. I'm getting most of the killing blows, so I can go ahead and use the procs that I get on my death strikes. Keep myself healed up. A good thing to know also whenever you're using your Dark Arbiter is to try to funnel as much runic power before it as you can. Try to get up to like 100 runic power before a fight that you need it for. That way you can increase the damage of your Dark Arbiter, because Dark Arbiter does more damage based on the amount of runic power that you spend. So you want to dump as much as you can into that when it's up. But he's taking a lot of damage right now, but he just healed right back up. Alright, so now we're about to go into the boss fight. I'll drop a instant death strike on him. Alright, now we're going to pop burst as well. I'm going to save the ring for a few seconds so I can get my everything up a little bit. Alright. And now we're going to pop ring. We got the boss out. Just to be safe, I'm going to pop my get to the Naru by being a Draenei. Alright, there's the ring, and the boss is dead.
Sir, they breached the gates. Nakar, he's dead.
Alright, so now we're just gonna run right past these guys. Standard thing. Let the tank go first. And we're gonna kill him by using the Iron Stars. So the tank will sit there and hold the aggro on them while I pop the Iron Star out on him. Just like that. And then aim that one a little bit to the right. And aim this one slightly to the left. It's on cooldown somehow. There we go.
I'm not concerned with these paltry whelps. Yes, sir.
Now, since we're 2-man in this next part, I'm gonna have to make sure that we get through the areas fast so that we're not taking damage from the cannon shots that are being sent out. Again, I do not use Death Strike unless I have the proc, because it'll end up being a major DPS loss if you use it that way. Even if you're trying to dump a lot more runic power through, while Dark Arbiter's up, it's still better to just use Death Coil, because the Death Coil is going to give you a runic regen proc, which is right here, Runic Corruption. So, and the Death Coil also has a lot more damage that it'll do than the Death Strike, so always want to try that. I'm gonna wait a second for this guy to... Okay, now we can go. Need to get in here so I can use my Death Strike proc really quick. Hopefully my buddy can get some heals off on himself really quick. There we go. Alright, we're good to push really quick. Gonna use my Death Strike proc again, keep myself healed up. This next boss fight might be a little bit tricky if we can't kill stuff fast enough, but I think I should be able to do it. I've got Dark Arbiter coming back up for that fight, so it should be clear. Well, on these ads that don't last that long, I'm not really focusing too much on keeping everything up. I should focus on keeping my dots up full time, but they usually don't last long enough to focus on that too much. There we go. We got that.
On with you! Keep firing, you old sir! He's out of ammunition! I'm reloading!
Maybe my buddy needs some heals.
Get it. They'll never make it past the tracks. Back off, carry off, front and center.
Or if he's gonna go straight into the fight.
For you to tenderize.
Alright, he's going straight into the fight. Alright, so we're gonna go right into the... Watch out for the flaming slash. Alright, and we're gonna pop ring. Try to get as much of that Dark Arbiter damage as we can. I shouldn't have stood in that. Right, there's that boss down. We're gonna go ahead and knock out this guy right afterwards. Get the... There's him. And then we're gonna come over here, finish this guy. Pop some defensive so I can get through the fight. Go ahead and transform my abomination again. And there's that fight.
Sir, half of our army's been taken out.
Now we're gonna rush up on this next one so that I can use my Death Strike proc.
Let them exhaust themselves praying against our weak, against those who are unworthy.
There we go. Got myself all healed up again.
Blood and honor, Zogosh. That is all that.
Now in a regular heroic, you probably won't get as many Death Strike procs because I'm the main damage dealer in this one.
I think good.
So if you're geared, you'll probably get a lot of procs, but otherwise you're not going to get nearly as much as me. But you'll also have a healer, whereas I'm just running with a tank right now. Hopefully my buddy can get some of his orbs to proc so he can heal up. There we go, he's back up to full health. Try to knock out that guy really quick. Pull this guy over to grit. Nope. Alright, so I'll have to use my proc down here on these guys. Alright, try to focus. Actually, I want to focus into this bird because he has a flame damage thing that we don't want to get hit by. Get some damage off by absorbing the fire damage, and then we're going to go ahead and use the proc on this guy.
Captain, you're almost here.
There we go, back up health again.
I'm not playing these games anymore. Bring in the saber on.
And again, I'm going to focus up on this flame guy really quick.
Let that thing out of its cage? I don't think we've fed it since we found it.
Got the proc,
Muzzle on it. Good idea,
healed up,
sir. I didn't
kill the cleft hoof.
cat.
Alright, now we got one more ad pack before the second to last boss. Actually, well, yeah, we're gonna do it. This ad pack can hit a little bit harder though, so we gotta be careful of it. I got my proc to use there. Watch out for that blade storm. Got another proc. Okay. This one's going to be a bit tougher because I need to try to do a lot of damage, but I also need to save my cooldowns for the last boss fight. But he's going to end up getting hit by some damage right there. So I gotta really focus on hitting my rotation right here. I'm gonna transform my pet because that'll be back up before the last boss.
Destruction.
Make sure you're watching out for those slashes. Again, I'm stacking up some festering wounds right here. Gonna spread my dots, and then I'm just gonna wipe them all out really fast. Alright, so we're gonna stack up a little bit of festering wounds. Got up to 6 right there, so my scourge strikes can pop them. And whenever I crit with my scourge strike again, it pops 2 of them at the same time. And pop a couple defensives while he's on me like that.
Destruction.
There we go. That's that fight. Now we just got the one more fight and we're done. This one I'm going to blow everything that I can into it as well. I think I'll even pop one of my potions so we can try to one phase it.
How dare you march into my docks and so brazenly set foot on my ship? Nothing will stop the Iron Horde, least of all you.
Alright, here we go.
Weaklings. Zogash, man the machine turret.
Pop ring early. Try to get out as much damage as I can on Skullrock. Should be set to kill him now. Gonna go ahead and AMS. There you go. And that's how I play my Unholy DK. I'll be sticking with this in Legion, and you can expect more videos about Unholy DK in Legion as well. I'll be doing some endgame content with my guild, the main ingredient, and whenever Critique makes his YouTube channel and starts producing content, I'll make sure to shout him out as well. This is my buddy Critique right here on his Demon Hunter, so hope you guys have an awesome day or night.